Yeah, I sure will. I always tell little stories or a little preface to my songs, usually in my country songs. And I grew up on a farm there in Daviess County. It's on the eastern part of it, close to Hancock County, and a little place called Gatewood. And my dad bought this farm when right after World War II. They worked here in Louisville. My dad and mom that worked at Curtiss Wright Airplane Plant and at Reynolds Metals. And so they saved enough money during the war that they could buy this little farm down there. And they bought it had a house on it. It had the house was built before the Civil War. And but I grew up there on that farm, and we didn't have any running water in the house except for when I ran back from the well with a bucket. And
there's some running water.
Yeah. And I had to chop kindling and get in the coal and stuff like that because we had wood stoves. We'd cook with coal stoves,
right,
and heat with wood stoves. And but my dad retired from farming, and he died in 1987. And I bought a part of the farm in 1991, and I started farming it. I had about 120 acres there, and I had some cows and that sort of thing. And I was farming it, and I was down in the field there cutting hay one day, and my mower broke down, and I pulled it over on the side of the field there and right along the edge of the woods. And I looked over and saw a piece of a mowing machine that my dad had left there years and years ago. And so it felt like I was visiting with my dad when I saw that. I know he had been there. And
oh, wow.
And so it inspired me to write a song. And this song is called In the Fields.
Dan Bowlds on the Homegrown Radio Hour.
When I was a boy, about 9 or 10, I had a pocket full of marbles and a big wide grin. Well, the girls would smile when I walked by, but I wouldn't say a thing, 'cause I was too shy. Cut off blue jeans and a dusty road. There was wood to chop and tobacco rolls. Well, the work was hard, but the times were good. These were the days of my childhood. Sweet were the blossoms that bloomed in the early spring. Oh, cool, cool was the summer breeze hanging high from a maple tree, way up high in a maple tree. Well, my dad was a farmer, he tilled the land, and my grandpa was a miner, he dug coal with his hands. Well, my great-grandpa built the barn on the hill. Well, his days are gone, but it's a standing still. Well, the fields are overgrown now with broom, sage, and thorns. Well, the wildflowers are blooming where there once grew corn. And the hay rigs are leaning on rusty old wheels. Sometimes I wonder if those times are real. Gone are those days, never to come again, when my dad would stand in the setting sun, admiring the crops on this land. Well, he was proud of the work he had done. Well, time and weary has taken its toll. There's lines on my face, I'm getting old. Now my sight's growing dim in this evening light, and I'm casting long shadows on the fields of my life. Well, my children are grown with families of their own, and Pawpaw tells stories about times that are gone. Well, I'd give to my children a field of my dreams, full of hope and wild flowers like I've never seen. Oh, Lord, I pray, let me live to see the day that my grandchild laughs and runs and plays in these fields where I have slaved, in these fields where I was raised.
Dan Bowlds, what a beautiful song.
Thank you.
I love it. Is that so? That's a new one.
This
Pretty new.
Actually, I've wrote that thing about 15 years ago, but I've never recorded it, for an album.
Okay.
And so this past summer, I recorded an album at the studio, and it's not done yet. I mean, it's not mixed and mastered yet, but all the tracks are recorded, and it's an EP. It's called Little Dirt Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got mostly all my country songs on that. The previous album I released was all my love songs, and they're more of a folk ballad type songs. These are more country.
Country folk.
Yeah, country folk.
Yeah.